All in any ages. We're not a school. We don't have a curriculum. We are a community of homeschooling, world schooling, unschooling, just alternative schooling families who love to travel, love to teach their kids through exposing them to real life and the world. And my company organizes world schooling group trips and group cruises to enable the connection, the socialization that we all need as humans. There are literally all ages that come on our trips. We've had cruises where it's been like a lot of teenagers. We've had cruises where we had 60 kids and 30 of them were teens, like 10, 11, 12-year-old boys specifically. It's like however the roster just comes in, whoever joins, right? We've had cruises where it was all little kids. We've had trips where it was literally like every age, and I'll tell you what, I think those are my favorite. Everyone thinks that they want to go on cruises and trips where there are the most number of kids of their kids' age. However, I'll tell you what, in all of my time organizing these, I have learned that the most growth happens when kids actually go on mixed age trips. What I see happening in those situations, the older kids actually step up and become like supervising older siblings. And at the same time, they also remember what it's like to be a child. So they act both more responsible and more goofy because there aren't peers around exactly to judge them. They're more free with it. Now, younger kids kind of take up to the older kids as also older siblings. They get very attached, they hang on them. Like, it's an incredible experience to watch kids of all different ages interact in a social environment like this, because when it comes to like actual school, that in school they put you in with 30 other kids your age and that's who you're stuck with, right? But in real world, in real life scenarios where we used to live in tribes, we had kids of all different ages. So the older kids learned responsibility, the younger kids had role models to look up to, and that's how the whole society flourished. We kind of took that out. Unless the family has lots of kids, we don't have that anymore with only children or smaller families. So those are actually my favorite cruises and trips, when we have a mix of all ages. That's what normally happens, but there's always friends, there are always kids of the same age, so everyone can make connections, make lifelong friendships. It really doesn't matter what age you are. We've had infants, obviously. If a kid is under 2, usually the trip ends up being more for the parent than for the kid, because under 2 you're exposed to the world in general, regardless of where you are. You're just kind of attached to your parent. But taking in more, creating those relationships and those friendships in the group, as well as experiencing the excursions and the port stops in the ship itself, or if we're on land, all of the activities that we do.